And shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. These are my designs. This is Life by Design. And good morning, Vietnam. It's a Monday. Easier said than done, bro. That's what we're talking about this morning, marijuana motivation. It's easier said than done. It's easier to say it, run the lip service, than to put the work behind it and actually get it done. And that's why we're having this conversation. Oh shit, I just missed another call. How am I missing all these calls in the morning? I gotta stay on top of this, y'all. You guys can watch me do a live sales call. Hold on a second. I'm missing calls. Hold on. We got calls to make. Oh shit, my phone almost just went into the shitter. So that was about 16 minutes ago. Let's get on the keypad here, hit the paste, hit the plus, and wow, you guys are gonna get in a print in an hour phone call. Let's do it, Nike. Let's see. Phone's been charging. It was dead all night. Don't call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Print in an hour. This is Mark. Calling you. I'm texting you now. Have a good night. Let me know what you need by email. Okay, so I don't know what happened, but I missed the call. But I was having this conversation because there was this woman going off, and actually I should probably play her video because it only takes a couple seconds to see what she means. But easier said than done. It's a lot easier than you got teenage children, and I'll make my own comments after this because I've had friends that have let their teenage daughters lock their door, play their music loud, and have boys over. Let's see, you all. There she is. She says it right here. So back, welcome tribe, from the guy that says welcome tribe. He kind of goes on a tangent and shit, but the truth of it is,
got one here that went viral, and
she's making a lot of sense.
End up the way they end up, and she goes in hard. Let's just let her get into it.
Forget the strippers. You want to know how you can guarantee your daughter's pregnant by the age of 16? Here is a foolproof recipe, and it's happening every single day.
She's a little too positive about it.
Some education.
It is for shock
what
value.
We're seeing is the result of emotional absence, not bad luck.
Okay.
Step 1, dad missing, no structure, no backbone, no
Lots to
my
do with
house,
the
my
mom.
rules. Her curfew, a joke. She doesn't have one. Mom plays the best friend role. All validation, no authority. Applause replaces accountability. You let boys into her room. Let her lock the door. Music blasting. Nobody cares. Her phone is raising her instead of her parents. School, optional. Bad grades get labeled as, oh, she's just overwhelmed. Skipping class, she calls it a self-care day. Social media becomes the new parental manual. Thirst traps starting as young as 13. DMs wide open to God knows who. Likes and hearts take the place of actual self-worth. No chores, no discipline, no respect. Spoiled turns impulsive. Impulsive turns self-destructive. And eventually, reckless turns pregnant. So what's the real reason why?
And that means goes straight to commercial, so I'll just cut it right there. But the point is it's easier to say somebody that they want a self-help day than self-esteem, right? It's hard to go out there and build self-esteem. You got to go up against a rock like trying harder at your grades, you know? And it's easy to say, oh, she's overwhelmed, when literally people pamper each other the whole time. Hello, you have a good haircut. Thank you, bro. I did it myself. Zoom, zoom, zoom. But before there was applause or accolades, right? There was trials and tribulations. And I say it's so easy to say, but it's hard to get it done. A lot of us are in that mode where we're just like, this is a hard life, bro. Like Mr. T. I pity the fool. Yeah, dude, that's what I tell everybody. To get to the Mr. T startup kit, if you want to be Mr. T, not only do you have to get a mohawk, and you got to have the pity the fool knuckle rings, and you got to have a gold chain and all those things. It's hard to set up a website. It's hard to set up a logo. It's hard to set up these things that we are working on constantly. These motherfuckers, dude. I've got my windows open to my fucking neighbors, and I'm trying to fucking finish my cigarette. But yeah, bro, it's hard to set up things to get them to come to fruition and from your head and into reality. That's one of the hardest things to do. It's easy for this lady to sit there in her car, armchair quarterbacking, and father's not absent. What did she correct to keep a father in her relationship so that way they have something to bind over, something that they can work on together as a team? Team building exercise started first. I think about my mom, not that type of printing. What am I getting here? I was looking, not that type of printing. I was looking for a copy service. Really have legal exhibits to print for trial tomorrow. Best of luck with that. Probably FedEx Kinko's in the morning. We have a $500 minimum. There you go. That's how we work it. Boom, baby, boom. Not trying. Go buy a printer if you got a fucking court case in the morning. Shit, go handle that way. And that's what it is handling things inside of ourselves, right? I don't want to handle my neighbors. They're right outside my window, so I'm waiting to go smoke my joint. If I can't handle my own emotions, then they do become self-destructive, and that's why it's called Saints addiction, right? I just got off the phone with my friend, and the lady called me a drug addict because I smoked my spliffs in the morning, and I was just like, this lady's drunk off her ass, playing music all loud, putting the phone in there when I'm just trying to have a decent conversation with my friend, and she's just all up in my face about it, and I was just like, wow, dude, you just won't let it go, you know what I mean? Like I got shit to do. I'm trying to talk to my friend I haven't talked to in a couple months just to check in. He's checking on me if there's a typhoon here in Vietnam. Everything's okay, as you can see. It's still kind of rainy season. It's still early days, but you know, I'm okay, you know, but to make yourself okay, that's where it's at, you know. She wants to talk about self-discipline, but I don't think she's the most disciplined person out there. She didn't look like she was Captain Fitness. She didn't look like she had a Captain Put It All Together. She looked like Captain Opinionated that was sitting in her car having these like, oh, I'm not doing this for flash value. It's easier said than done. It's like telling men to strive for something, but then there's nothing for them to strive for, right? It's like, oh, go find your purpose. But it's one of the hardest things to choose in your life. It's like choosing a major in college, you know. Hey, you're 19. Why don't you know what you want to do for the next 40 years of your life? That's really hard to do. And it's easy for us to say it, but the completion of it and doing it is the discipline. I've heard it multiple times where people have said motivation's the easy part, discipline's the hard part, and it's so fucking true. And then they said, yeah, see, yeah, I saw that and said, nope. Yep. Yeah, you should probably buy a printer. So literally sending me, yeah, I saw that and see, nope. If you guys want to prank call this person, you can go right on ahead. That's 1-850-723-6747. Being a smartass in my DMs, calling me at, and let's look it up. Ready for this? Las Vegas, 7:45 p.m. on a Sunday, harassing me with her text messages talking about, I got a court case. Why don't you just go spend $35, $40 and go buy a printer at Walmart, and then you'll have your whole situation handled. Stop harassing me on a fucking almost 8 p.m. on a Sunday trying to talk shit. But that's what it is, you know, that's the unprepared looking. Your lack of preparation is not my perspiration, right? And your lack of discipline will be the killer of your motivation. It's just what it is. It's one of those things where we try to put two and two together, adding our self-confidence, adding our discipline, and put the two together so that way we have an all-around well-being, right? The easy part, that's the easy part of saying it. The hard part is dodging the addictions when our emotions go awry and we feel a certain type of way. Like she was saying, there was no accountability. It's like one of those things that we look and opt out for any way to not have to get the ramifications of our decisions. No, I don't want to go to jail. Says everybody, bro. How many people do you know go like, you know what, Judge, I'm so sorry I broke into that bank vault. I really don't want to do 17 years in a federal penitentiary. Can you let me slide just this one time? And this is what happens is men, we don't get a slide at all. Like we're expected to have a roof over our own heads. And if you become homeless, screw you, it's on you. And at least women, they have women's shelters and they try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Usually their friends will have an extra room because they're supposed to be more docile than men. Men are expected to be able to provide and protect. And then when they can't provide or protect even for themselves, this one's talking about just a daughter. I'm sure it's her daughter. I'm sure it's in her head about DMs, being all up in the DMs and having to monitor their kids' social media when the parents are on the social media too. This woman's literally on social media talking about documenting, or what do you call that? What do you call that when you're watching somebody's stuff? When you're Lord knows who's in the DMs, you know? Well, I was just using the word for it. What do you call that? I don't know. I just lost the word and I ain't even smoked yet. But to not document. What do you call that when you're watching somebody's shit? Lack of a better term, it's killing me right now, and I haven't even smoked yet. What do you call that? When you monitor someone else's output, it's easier said than done. When you're on your own social media, monitoring what's coming in your DMs, trying to DM other dudes and trying to have fun, you're on the person that's not helping anything. I pity the fool who thinks that they don't need to put any effort in the things that come to fruition. Right, bro. Thank you for that. He's got Japanese name, but I like this guy. So this is the issue at hand, that we have our discipline in one hand and we got our wants and wishes in the other. It's like what we used to say back in the South, you got want in one hand and wish in the other. This is what ends up happening in all of our lives, where we get these feelings that might take place over our actions. And if we go after every feeling, like right now, I just feel like I want to just go for my morning smoke, go chill on the sunshine, but I got neighbors blocking my way. Then it's like, yeah, I can't be free to do what I need to do as far as like the morning motivation and get shit done on a Monday. As far as Monday is concerned, I've missed maybe like 5 calls this morning. You can literally see it, just call after call after call of people that are late on a Sunday wanting something done late on time, but they weren't on time with their own preparation, and then they're just fucking with me, and I'm just like, yeah, lady, I don't know what to tell you. Go buy a printer. I got better shit to do with my time. And that's what it's all about. I talked about it yesterday, is doing something with your time. When you have purpose, then all of a sudden purpose binds with you. Then you have something to strive for, something that actually weighs out the emotion, because there's going to be signals. Trust and believe that. You're going to hunger signal, a bored signal. What are the other ones? A horny signal. Whatever these are that are all human emotions. You know what I mean? There's not like one of us is going to get away with it. It's what we do with it that ends up happening. This guy was talking about post-nut clarity. That's right. After you're done chasing it, and everyone's like, ooh, I got all the sugar that I wanted, or all the sex that I wanted. And then you look back and you go, why did I sleep with that person? This person doesn't have my best interest in mind. They're trying to run up a bill on a tab on I was watching one dude, he was watching the girl overeat or order food for her children. Some people are bringing their children to their first date. So it's a tough life out there trying to date. It's a tough life out there, easier said than done when you're trying to discipline yourself. And it's even harder when you're looking for motivation and there's constant distraction to keep you away from your ultimate goal. So this is the tough part that I have asked myself, and this is where I cracked the code on it, and just like, what do I really, 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 really want? Like if we all get what we really, really, really want deep down inside, then you're going after it. That means you're going to put energy behind it. That means you're going to put resources behind it. And that means you're going to put time behind it so that it happens the way that you manifested it. It isn't one of those things that it just fell from the tree like a coconut and it's like, oh, did that coconut fall from a tree? Or what's her name? She lost the presidency. She was running after Donald Trump. What's her name? Kamala Harris. And she was talking about didn't just fall off a coconut tree, right? Some shit like that. But these things don't just fall. They're grown. They were literally planted. Someone took the effort, grabbed the shovel, said, I'm going to plant it here. And just like this plant right here, this big old banana leaf tree going on here, it was planted long time ago. And therefore, now it has shade, and now it has leaves, and now it produces fruit. But that kind of discipline to sit around long enough to wait for it to happen on me, and I see you. Thank you for saying it. I don't know what you're saying, and I'm going to have somebody translate that for me, but that's what it is, bro. It's life happening at us so fucking fast that we got to actually ask ourselves, are we doing what we say we want to do? Or are we just repeating patterns and going after our emotions and instinct? A lot of people would tell you, follow your instinct. Except for our instincts are to go after sugar, sex, and salty. Our instincts aren't to build, construct, and verify. They say first, trust, but verify first, right? This is an old Russian adverb, but it's true. You need to trust, but you have to verify first. Verify if what you're chasing is really what you're after. And then therefore you aren't stuck in a situation where you're like, okay, things just happened, and then I don't know why it happened, and why are these things happening to me? I'm waiting for all my neighbors to go away so I can smoke freely. But yeah, man, another sunny day on a Monday, but I feel really good and powerful because I've been doing my workouts and I've been staying on my grind, homie. I got nothing to hide. I got nothing that's hanging over me, and I'm always just going after my objectives. And That's how I stay friendly. That's how I stay on my tippy toes. That's how my dreams come to reality, because I put energy behind them. I don't let it just happen. No, ma'am, no, sir. I make it happen, Captain. And this is the difference. This is the difference between saying what I want to happen and doing what needs to happen. And this is the big difference. We're going to bless up everybody. Morning motivation. Mm-hmm. Letting the sunshine shine on my soul, baby. Yes, bless. Let's go. I can feel my abs. I can feel my shoulders. I've been doing my push-ups, my sit-ups, my squats. I've been getting it in. I'm even thinking about going live more often, just because I love talking to people around the world, and if I get bored, it's a great way to start surfing subscribers and interacting with the world and talking about all sorts of different subjects. But every morning, as far as I'm concerned, you only getting 30 minutes of my time. I got to get back to my grind, get back to this water, take a swim, enjoy my life, get in my exercise the demons, and not let the distractions win. And trust me, everybody wants to get distracted. Hell, I'm getting blown right now. I thought I had my joint outside, but the cleaning lady threw it away. Shit happens, but it's easier said than done. That's why I said done over said, because it's like show over tell. Don't just tell me you're going to do it. Show me you're going to do it. And that's what people are looking for. Somebody to put effort behind their words and put some action into their life, so that way it happens. And they're not just running lip service. They're actually making it happen. And that's why I have a Make It Happen Captain design, because it's like, it's not easy the easy part is saying it, right? The hard part is going down and writing it down, right? Like if you do a napkin sketch or a business plan, we're working on some things at Intersect where it'll literally bust out a business plan for you, market analysis, and make you a logo all at the same time. You executing after that's the hard part. That's why you need accountability. Everybody needs an accountability partner. It's like, oh, I don't really feel like working out today. Well, if it's cool when your person's jogging up to your start and knocking on your door, it's like, fuck, now I gotta go put on my shoes. Now I gotta go work out. And I promised this person that I would work out with them. That's an accountability partner. Putting some action behind your words will make you more powerful than you'll ever believe. And that's what you need, is self-belief. A lot of people call it self-esteem, but it's the belief in yourself that if you're going to fucking put it out there in the universe, that you're going to put some energy behind it. It's easy to just lip service your friends. Yeah, man, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to quit drinking, or I'm going to quit that girl. How many times have you heard that fucking lip service? So many times. All of us, so many times. False promises, false prophets. Good morning. This lady's so nice. Look at her. She got her coconut in her hat. If that's not Vietnam, I don't know where I'm at. But it's the truth. To put energy behind things that you want to believe in is the ultimate willpower. That's the ultimate to call to Allah. The ultimate to rise to is our purpose. And if we don't put some energy behind our purpose, it's just going to be lip service. It's just going to be another talking point that you're going to talk with your friends at the bar, and you're not going to actually do anything about. You just want to be heard. Well, let's be more than heard. Let's be felt. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tien? I get all the Vietnamese people in the morning. Come on. Believe it or not, the phrase come on you means thank you very much in Vietnamese. So yeah, I'm going to come on you. Funny, isn't it? But that's what it is. It's a life that I wanted to live, and now I get to live it underneath these trees every morning, stretching out my morning motivation, stretching out the back, and rising and shining to my life instead of distracting it or coming up with all sorts of ways to keep myself away from my goals, which we're very clever at doing. Human beings, us as mammals, we're quick to find the fruits on the trees that we want to have, but we don't want to climb the tree that we need to get up to. And this is that tree, dude, climbing that ladder every day, saying I'm going to put a block on my side instead of against my side on the seesaw of life. I'm putting this in like an acorn, like a little squirrel, ready for the food when I need it. When it comes wintertime, I'm going to be like, yeah, I did that workout. Till you do that, you're still going to be on the couch sitting there going like, I have thoughts and all these other things. I'm from Vietnam. I'm in Pho Quoc, bro. Welcome. I'm American in your country. Americans are in Vietnam again. Just joking. But, this is what it is. It's a real life situation that all of us end up having, that it's easy to go sit in your car and go on a rant about how things are and how they should change. But it's harder, it's easier to have a kid with somebody than it is to work on the relationship and do something with it. Work on yourself so that way you can have a relationship and be a team member before you just destroy a team. That would be the first block. Showing your daughter, like she's sitting in her car, showing your daughter that you can maintain a relationship, that you can maintain the power of a man and still influence him, so that way he works with you and not separately. That's what ends up happening. Everybody's like, fuck this team, and then the first thing they do, I love looking at butterflies in the morning, being able to say fuck this team but not putting any energy to keep it as a team. It's way harder to build a team. Have you ever been on Madden? Have you ever built a team, built their jerseys, build the players, give them all numbers and names and all these things and organize those things? That's what it's like. You're organizing your team. You're organizing your dream, and you're going like, okay, I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to build this thing called Saints Addiction. I'm going to build it, make it worldwide. I'm going to bring my designs. I'm going to bring my stickers. I'm going to go talk to beautiful women and ask them to model for me. I'm going to continue to promote my business, as even when I go traveling and I'm going and I meet new people. I'm always looking for new subscribers or getting new followers or spreading the word. If you say spreading the good word or spreading the gospel, as we say in the South, it's your gospel. It's your holy grail. And the way that you promote it to yourself is the way you're going to promote it to the world. And most of us are sitting there on the couch popping Cheetos and going like, yeah, I could have invented that. I could have done that with my life. Then do it. My buddy just told me, he was like, I went to base camp of Mount Everest. I said, you did what? He's like, yeah, I hiked all the way up there, and I was all by myself at first base camp for about a good couple hours before all these people showed up. And I'm like, that's a fucking story to tell, bro. Not everybody I know has been to base camp of Everest. Like, have you? Have you ever been on a journey where you're just like, I'm going to fucking do it? I'm going to actually do the thing that I said I'm going to put out into this universe, and I don't care what happens. I'm going to either do it or die doing it, and that's like that get rich or die trying. Everybody wants to get rich, but nobody wants to stay disciplined enough to learn economics or be disciplined with their money. That's one of my not strong suits. I like to go eat. Yesterday I had 2 expensive meals, one here at the Indian place. It was sag paneer and some garlic naan. It was delicious, but it was $10. And then I went and ate some sushi last night. It was delicious, but it was $12. You know what I mean? I'm spending money like it's always going to be coming, and that's just me. And my money discipline doesn't act right. So when it comes down to a deal where I needed $500 to make $1,000, I had to start begging and asking my friend, who said he wasn't comfortable with doing it. So I put myself in a bad situation by not having reservations or having those acorns ready to go. I put myself in a situation where I basically boxed myself out, and then I end up losing control or not doing what I could have done, to get it done. And that bugs me. So it's like, okay, all right, I got to keep $500. I got to have a instant payout button on my Stripe. So that way, in case I have to swipe, I can now access $250 of that money to be fronted to me, so I can go get the print work done. So when it's on you, the impetus to move, the impetus to build a dream, the impetus to get your own self-esteem. This is that's why Cat Williams says it. He's like, self-esteem it's a self-esteem. It's a self-sport. You don't get it from other people's sources. Please tell me I'm beautiful. Please tell me I'm awesome. I have a bunch of followers. You can buy followers, but do people follow you? That's a big question. It's a big difference too. And this is why we're having this conversation this morning, motivation, because monitoring your children, that takes you getting off of social media. And the father not being around, that takes you having social skills, so that way you can actually get along with people and build a team. Anybody that's ever been on a project and they had to get along with multiple people, and this is why I say this is some of the good stuff that you get from being in college, because now you're around other smart people, and now you got to work together to complete the project you're going to have to fucking do some fucking teamwork. And that means allocating, delegating, and completing. So it's one of those things. What's up, bro? Good morning, man. Go to hit the gym?
No. I'm going to Grand Road.
Okay. You're going on a journey.
You're going to see there. Haven't been there.
Me neither. What's it called?
Never?
No, we're going to get a bike and start going around.
The place looks like Venice. Venice.
Venice.
How do you pronounce it?
Venice.
Venice,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
What's it called?
Grand World.
Grand World.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you.
And that's what it takes, going out on an adventure, getting out of your comfort zone and going in a different direction, because whatever you're doing is the results that you're getting. And to get different results, you're going to have to be able to risk it for the biscuit and try something new. It's just part of what we do as human beings. Our job's to find out new things. They were talking about it the other day, where they were talking it was a crazy thought. Well, the simple thoughts, those have already been done. Sometimes you need out of the box thinking, you need the out of the box solutions to come up with new ways to do SpaceX and build monster AI infrastructures, or to come up with the next best website, or app. You're going to have to actually go out there and test this thing. You're going to actually have to build it, test it, and that's what we're working right now on a site in a sec. We're actually testing it, and soon we'll be able to launch it, which means you can get your website in seconds, bro. Seconds. I've literally counted the seconds watching this thing generate websites in 22 seconds, 30 seconds, less than a minute. Literally, by the time you order your McDonald's, by the time you get to the front door, we are cheaper and faster than McDonald's. But it took a year to build this thing. It took me coming all the way to Vietnam and waiting for my coder, who's right down there at the end of the hall, to finish it, so that way we could test it, and then we can start using it. Put it with 5 users, test it out some more. Get 30 users, test it out some more. Get 100 users, test it out some more. You're going to have to test your strength. You're going to have to test your willpower and be willing to put your idea to the firing squad. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done. But going to like an investor meeting or an SBA loan, they're going to ask you all sorts of tough questions, like about revenue and how much business they're already doing, and what are the pitfalls of your business plan. Nobody wants to have their business shot at with ideas or questions. You're going to get right in the firing squad, and they're going to start firing at you like, oh yeah, well, how are you going to make revenue, or what happens if someone else takes your idea, or what if you can't source the person anymore, right? Like, there's so many questions that you don't want to have heard or asked. You don't want to hear somebody ask you the tough questions, but it's the tough questions that get you to verify your dream. So you're going to have to verify. Once again, trust but verify. Trust your idea, but put it to the test. Trust your journey, but actually go on the journey. It's one thing to say, I'm going to go to base camp in Mount Everest, but it's another motherfucking thing to actually do it. You know what I mean? Putting energy behind our ideas, especially on a Monday, to start the week off right and say, I'm doing things with my life. I'm going to actually put some energy behind what I want to do, and I'm going to go make it happen, Captain. That's a focused motherfucker versus a distracted motherfucker who said, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm sitting on the couch still, and I'm still finger fucking my phone. Like, finger fuck your phone all you want, but the time will go by, and so will your dream, and so will the time, and the ideas will go by, and you'll be like, oh man, I should have done something while I was on that section of the train before I get old and get moved to the caboose. So I've talked about it earlier this week, being in the sections of a train and maximizing your energy level while you're on that part of the train, and doing what you can before they move you out of the seat. No ticket. Everybody ever seen fucking Indiana Jones? He throws the guy off the train or out of the air, what was it, one of those blimps, and he's like, no ticket, and everybody just showed their ticket real quick, right? Show your ticket real quick. Show that you're willing to show up. Buy the ticket, book the trip, fucking take the trip, take the ride, go boldly go where no man's gone before or woman, and see the opposite side of what you were doing and what you can be doing. Easier said than done. It's your boy Marky Saint, on my heart from the start. And as always, peace and love and Chigaton. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace. It's time for a swim. Sim salabim.